Welcome to the Infernal Brotherhood of the Scruffy Looking Nerf Herders. This is a live streaming Star Wars podcast made by Star Wars fans for Star Wars fans. Today, we're not continuing our review. Well, I guess we are continuing our
Beginning?
review of Star Wars Andor. Yeah, I was like, what are we continuing? Oh, yeah, this is season 2. Anyways, we're continuing Andor with season 2, episode 1, 1 year later.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I fucking have been dying to talk about this shit. This was so goddamn good. Like, not a second of this episode felt wasted or rushed at all.
Yeah, and I
I
love the
love it.
opening here. I mean, we're doing these 3
Mhm,
episode arcs, which feels very Clone Wars cartoon to me,
mhm,
which I'm totally good with because I really enjoyed those first Clone Wars series, or seasons, I should
mhm.
say. But then it's Andor, so it's live action. It's not stuck in a volume. We know we're going to get epic scope and scale,
Oh
and
yeah,
they delivered. I mean, they absolutely delivered. We start with is it Sinar, the planet that they're on, that
believe
he's
so.
like stealing the ship from this. I don't even know what type of
Ooh.
TIE fighter that is.
Yeah, I looked up what kind of squint that was, but I don't fucking remember at this point.
Like, was it supposed to be a defender or an interceptor? Because it's not. But I could see them, like
It,
the
well, so it was a prototype. I remember that much. Like it
yeah.
was one of the newer ones.
But I'd never seen it in like I played like the TIE Fighter video game and stuff. So I
Mhm.
felt like I had some sort of like I had my hands wrapped around what TIE Fighter models there were. And this was
Uh,
like wildly deviant from all of them. And I'm okay with that. It's just it felt so odd. I was just like, what the fuck what is this? What's going on? I don't
oh,
know.
so that's the Avenger prototype, is what it was.
Avenger. I've never heard of that before.
Yes.
All
Well, I
right.
mean, that's because it's a part of this.
Right. Right. But he did like Gilroy did maintain the whole Gorman travesty which caused the rebellion to fully form together. He just like like fleshed it out in this. So what I loved about this whole series thus far, but also just the way that Gilroy is approaching this as a filmmaker who is not interested in Star Wars, he understands that there's existing established rules. And so he
Mhm.
comes into this knowing that he has an end goal where he needs to end. He knows where he's come from already. He knows what happened in the universe in order to get to the point that he already knows is going to be there. And so he has to just flesh it out in between. And they do such a fucking great job of that. If only other
Yeah.
Star Wars IP did that, it would be beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand what's so hard about starting something new. It seems like the only shit they're successful with is between 3 and 4 and between 2 and 3 essentially.
Yeah.
Like that's it. That's the only shit that's been successful. Like all around successful.
No, I'm with you.
Don't get it.
Totally with you. And I
But
don't
god damn it,
understand it.
I love that fucking uniform, man. That shit is just so goddamn dope.
What's that?
I love that tie uniform.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like I really thought, like, up until now, my favorite was like the Baron Fells, so the 181st TIE Squadron,
Oh, yeah.
like the elite of the elite,
Mm.
super fucking dope. This is cooler.
Hell yeah. The whole thing, the whole sequence was great. He meets with his contact in there, and she's like, "Oh, I shouldn't even look at you." She's so nervous, though. Even though she sort of stepped around that side of like, "I am now going to be helping the rebellion," which means I'm a traitor, which means I have to leave. Give me 12 minutes to get out. He's like, "Is that enough?" But she's like, "I just make it worth it." And he's like, "You've already done that. You're standing up for what's right in this
Oh
world.
yeah.
Like you're not just going along
Yes,
with
bitch.
it." You're making a difference right now. Be proud of that. And I cannot help but find direct parallels with this series right now and what we're living through right now.
That's the hard part, is that it is so topical.
Yeah. And wait till fucking 8. God damn it.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing.
It,
That's what
it
I keep
feels
hearing.
so goddamn real and so goddamn I just can't take it. This is such a prescient show for this moment, not just for Star Wars. And they could have released this a year ago and it still would have been amazing. But I don't know that it would have landed as hard as it's landing now because of what's going on right now.
I agree.
It's just
Yeah.
shocking. All right, so this is
So
titled 1 Year Later. It's directed by Ariel Kleiman, of course, written by Tony Gilroy. I believe the showrunner's relation. I don't know. Is Tony Gilroy? I thought it was a different Gilroy. Are there more than one Gilroy? I don't know. In either case, this episode just fucking was dope as fuck. Not only does he has that, and here's the thing I want to talk about really quick. The sequel trilogy tried to use Marvel humor to lighten and sort of give you slapsticky moments.
Mhm.
You could make an argument that there's slapsticky moments at the beginning of this when he's trying to control this ship. But it's not the same. It does not land the same. And I don't think it's because of my perception. I think it's just because it's not stupid slapsticky humor. It's just real world confusion, and that leads to the humor. I don't know. Did it land for you?
Oh yeah, no, I fucking loved it. It was funny as hell, especially because he's so confident in his piloting skills.
Right.
The problem is, it's like this winks at you, but the traditional Disney humor, it's like it winks at you and then keeps nudging you in the fucking ribs until you laugh, so it leaves you the fuck alone.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Yeah, no, it's like the parts that are supposed to be funny are fucking hilarious. But yeah, it's not too much, especially given that this is such a serious fucking show.
Yeah. And what I think this does so well is it's setting up a universe where there are so many disparate rebellion factions that, and of such various, like varying degrees of sophistication, that it's easy to see no one trusts anyone. They just dissolve and devolve instantaneously with one little experience, one off word or one side comment or a side eye, and it can just all fall apart because it's not the rebellion yet. This is just disparate guerrilla fighting groups, and they're not trained soldiers. They're fucking shit ass militia. They don't know shit about shit. And if you ever want to see how realistic this is, meet any militia in Utah ever. Any militia member. They're as dumbass as these fucking guys when he finally gets to that planet with his ship to hand it off. And they're just like, and every role-playing game group I've ever played in, where they're just like, you got 17 guns trained on you. Shut up. Don't tell them that. What are you talking about? You just told them how many of us there are. There's like this whole narrative conversation. And he's just like, can I put my hands down? Like, what's going on? I don't know. I know some people didn't like that, but I thought it was so great because it let you in. Like, it not only did it like lighten the mood, because we're literally cutting between that and director fucking Krennic talking about suppressing an entire planet of people, which again, very prescient right now. And in the, there's a moment, I want to go to that scene where they're like, this is the tightest of circles or something. And then he like cuts to the admin and they start like riffing on how the Gorman are so arrogant and how we told that narrative. And I'm just like, that's my fucking job. Oh, God damn. Oh my gosh. I'm a fucking monster.
I'm not gonna lie, man. That's the first thing I thought too. I was like, I can see Adam doing that in his job.
That's what I mean, not to of course, to that propaganda degree, but like to sell people's products and services. That's what you do.
Yeah. No, and I mean, to a lesser extent, that's what I have to do every day in my fucking life. I have to do that for myself.
Right.
Like, I'm totally good. I know what the hell I'm doing. Yeah, tattoo. I've done a tattoo before.
A tattoo?
Yeah. So yeah, I get it.
His pronunciation's on point. Oh, man. He's ready to let Gilroy take over as the whole franchise from Kathleen Kennedy. I think she's leaving.
No, she decided she's not leaving.
All right.
From my understanding, I hope she does.
Why should we have hope in this life?
She's a fucking monster.
She just doesn't get it.
Like, the thing is, it's like at one point, yes, she was a very competent and frankly important producer, and now she's
Abby, is what she is.
I mean, I was going to compare to Weinstein, but
Oh my god!
I didn't know how to do that tactfully, so I won't compare her to
Right.
Weinstein.
She's definitely Weinstein
Yeah.
adjacent.
Well, I mean, did you ever see the South Park episode with
No.
George Lucas and Mickey Mouse raping a stormtrooper?
Oh my gosh. No.
That's kind of Kathleen Kennedy, in my opinion.
Wow. All right.
She raped my friends. Yeah. Good episode. Good episode.
All right. All right. Mickey Mouse isn't real, so it's okay. He's not a real human mouse. That's a thing. No, I love that he ended up going to this Maya Pay brigade that they were actively funding, and they're clearly dissolved and broken because they can't even trust themselves. And
Yeah.
it's a great juxtaposition between seeing that and realizing, oh, that's probably what happened all over the galaxy. And then showing Saw Gerrera in future episodes and his outfit. And you're like, oh, that's why they actually survived. Because there's professionals and then there's shit-ass militia.
Yeah,
like,
this is straight up like calling it a militia is almost
right.
doing a disservice
fair.
to militias.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it's just a bunch of fucking children playing adults, it seemed like.
Yeah. Which is just in my
Much
experience.
like most militias.
Like
yeah.
most militias.
There's a reason why the wording of the Second Amendment had to change from,
Right.
well-trained militia to just go ahead and have guns. Hooray, America.
That's verbatim. Go ahead and have guns.
Verbatim. Yeah,
It's just
read
like
it.
we're scratched out. They didn't even like erase it. It's just like a line through it.
Yeah.
Which honestly puts into perspective, like, we won. Like, America won against Britain. How did that happen? No one thought that could happen. Not even the people fighting against Britain thought that was going to... Benjamin Franklin went on record saying there's no world where we win. But they did. Like, it's crazy that militia could actually win. And it only gives fuel to the fire for every shit ass who thinks they're a fucking badass. And they're going to stand up to the government taking their fucking weapons. Even though that's never happened. Ugh. Again.
Nope.
Anyway. It's just too real. This show is just too real.
It is, man. It's rough, but I don't know. It almost gives you hope. It's like, maybe I'll get killed in the first wave, and I won't have to watch this shit too.
Yeah. Hey, North Korea, where's that nuke already? We're like, aren't we due?
Yeah, goddamn. We, supposedly Hill's been targeted because we've got such a massive stockpile of nuclear warheads that nobody knows about. Just come on, it'd be quick. It'd be relatively painless, I imagine.
You really want to do some damage, just send a nuke to like Yellowstone and let Yellowstone then do a side eruption from the nuclear eruption, and then the whole globe's gone. We can just...
That's true.
It'll just be like small tribes in like Indonesia that might survive.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was watching a documentary about that. What was it called? Resident Alien.
Documentary,
that's what's happening.
Okay.
You got to beat the aliens, North Korea.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. It's real, as real as Fox News. But between jumping from Cassian and his following through with his mission and then getting caught up with a bunch of fucking retards, we cut to Chandrila, where Mon Mothma is going through the pomp and circumstance of her daughter marrying this basically crime boss's kid in order to foment the funding of the rebellion. And it's so interesting, the dynamic that happens, in my opinion, at this. There's so many side conversations that are just purely undertoned, wildly aggressive, and yet they can't even say it out loud. And so you're just looking at mannerisms and facial reactions and the more stern and how they turn their bodies away. You're like, oh, here it comes. Here's the juicy bit. I thought it was played up so well. I really loved all the sequences with Chandrila. Watching the banker have his genuine concerns, and as Mon Mothma's just like, oh shit, what is he doing? What is this? And then we find out that, you know, he actually has a separation right now, and that throws all sorts of financial shit into the air. Who knows what's going to come of that? And then, of course, we see Luthen show up, which, Chris, you still think he's a Jedi? We see Luthen
man,
show up,
it's
and she's like, what
there's
the
no way.
fuck are you doing here? And he's just like, it's a secret. And so he's playing his little game, and she's just like, I'm the one. You got to be telling me this shit. But his whole crew is there, monitoring the active, like, rebellious activity during this high profile wedding, which is supposed to like last 3 days. And it's this huge, like, I thought Sweet 16s for Latin families was like a big to do. They got nothing on this shit. This is bananas.
I mean, it is just a it's a quinceañera in space.
Right.
With
I
a
guess
whole
it's
bunch of
13, right? Is Quinceañera?
It's 15.
Oh, okay. I clearly know
Quinceañera is
culture.
15. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, I loved that shit. It was just it was funny because there was a moment where I saw one of the children and it's just like, Jesus Christ, they're basically Elven, like Tolkien specifically,
Right.
Elven FLDS. Like that's their style. Like that's how they're dressed. That's how their hair's done. It's like if you
fundamentalist
could,
Mormons for people who don't know the lingo.
yeah, sorry for the people that aren't forced to be a part of the craziness that is Mormonism. Yeah, those are the people that you think Mormons are, the ones that dress funny
Have
and have
multiple
like 30
wives.
billion wives. Yeah,
Their children. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see it in that light, but that is kind of creepy.
Well,
and
especially
gross.
given the fact that it's like they are children, like
Yeah.
they are literally marrying them off. And I can't remember, like, because I watched a couple episodes, like one right after the other. But is this the one where she? No, because the wedding doesn't happen in this
Right.
episode, right?
Right.
Okay, never mind. I'll get
Yeah,
to
so
that later.
there's a point where both fathers of both of the parties of this sort of arranged marriage are standing next to each other, and he's like, your son's got a lot on his hands now. Like, she's very headstrong. He's gonna have to get after her quick. And he's like, my son's weak. He's either going to he's probably going to fold and just do whatever, or, you know, he might wrestle some sort of authority. He's like, I wish your kid luck. There's zero consideration for the woman. It is just, your son has to take the reins, and he's like, my son's not up to it, so he's going to be a bitch. And the dude's just like, well, good luck to him. At no point is there like a, well, she's got a level head on her shoulder. She's a great human being. We raised her well, and we're really proud of her, and she's smart and funny, and none of that. Nothing. It's just like, she's a fucking monster. Right. Good luck.
Well, and it's so funny too because there's almost an air of it being a matriarchal society, but it is anything but.
Right.
Like, it's just, it's funny to me.
It's like Mon Mothma clearly has the power in this relationship, but he is somehow still in control, which makes zero sense at all, but somehow it works.
He's like a slightly more charismatic Dale Gribble.
I don't know that reference.
You've never watched King of the Hill?
I have, but it was like fucking in the 90s.
Oh,
which one is he?
It's the fucking conspiracy theory guy.
Oh, right.
He's the one who his wife's the breadwinner.
Right.
He pays the cable bill.
All right. I'm tracking. I loved the fact that Mon Mothma is dealing with all this chaos while she's dealing with the rebellion. Her husband has no fucking clue, and he's just like enjoying his, I don't know, semblance of authority as being the man of the house in some way. Yeah. And then Luthen is actively running the rebellion underneath the, almost like literally underneath the house, like without anyone knowing. He's like trying to communicate and find out what's happening to Andor. He's getting his whole network, trying to figure out what the hell happened with this spaceship, this prototype that is supposed to be something, which isn't ever actually paid off. I'm not sure I care that it's never paid off, but it's weird that it's never paid off.
Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it is it's the reality of the rebellion. Like, there's going to be a lot of big plans to do something, and then the the outcome isn't what's expected, and the fuck are you gonna do? Like, call it quits? You just kind
Right.
of have to move on.
Right.
What's up, Robert?
Hey, Robert, how you doing, man? And then we juxtapose all that with the genuine just pain of Bix and her PTSD.
Yeah,
And
goddamn.
I can't help but think this is Gilroy taking his dick out and putting it on the table in front of Snyder and saying, "This is how you do a wheat sequence." Like a wheat world sequence. You don't do it like
Yeah,
you did, you do it like this.
yeah.
Because
Not a lot of slow motion in this, which is nice.
but it was like the same setup. The Empire comes in on the wheat
Uh-huh.
world, they're doing inspections and stuff, and the people on the rebellion are on the ground level, and you have to fucking deal with that craziness. Same setup, less slow motion, and a lot less wheat like groping.
Yeah,
It's fucking
yeah.
weird.
No, it was far more successful, and didn't need to be as long, which was nice.
Right. But her torment from her literal torture and her experience from season 1, I love that they played that through. And they didn't
Mhm.
it wasn't like washed under the rug because we got other things we got to focus on. And Bix doesn't have a huge role in this whole series that I've seen thus far. But what she's there for is to showcase the horror that is the Empire.
Yeah,
And that this is very much Nazi Germany. There's no like joking around, there's no kidding, there's no perspective play. They're fucking monsters. She has
mhm.
suffered and she's suffering and she's not getting over it. And this is the reality I wish people would focus on when it comes to like veterans who come back from conflict overseas. Like, you
Yeah,
don't just get over this shit because you're home. You can't just hand them a beer and a hot dog and everything they experienced goes away. Like, this is shit that like stays with you for your fucking life. And we have
yeah.
generations of soldiers that have had to deal with this shit. And it's never addressed. And we get shows like this that actually showcase, and then that's just the military side of it. What about like fucking rape survivors, family abuse, sexual abuse, and emotional abuse survivors? Like, this is a real life in the now experience. What
Mhm.
immigrants who
What?
don't know if they're going to be fucking deported illegally by the goddamn administration? Like, this is a real thing that people are suffering with.
Oh yeah.
That it's not
Fuck,
something you just like
I
wash under the rug.
did I tell you about my dad?
No.
My dad almost got deported.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude, I can't believe I didn't fucking tell you this. Yeah, like, 'cause my dad's a long haul truck driver, and he had to do a route to Texas. And luckily, my stepmom had the foresight to be like, "Hey, you should probably take your passport with you." And yeah, if he hadn't had his passport, my dad, a Native American, mind you, people, was like, he got stopped by ICE and he would have got deported.
Holy shit.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the thing I loved about this episode. I mean, I guess this season in general,
Yeah.
with further or subsequent ish episodes, like, it really does show the reality of PTSD.
Yeah.
And like, I just wish more people would watch it and actually understand that that's not fiction. That's reality.
Yeah. Yeah. I always go back to Carlin's stand up where he's like, if we just called it shell shock, maybe then people would pay attention to it. Because it is a real thing. And you don't have to be in
Mhm.
war to experience it. You just have to have a
No.
traumatic experience. And
Yeah.
everyone's capacity of handling stress and trauma is wildly different. And some people are
Yep.
genuinely affected by it in very real ways. And they suffer because of it. I
Oh,
just,
yeah.
oh, God, perspective, people, for fuck's sake.
Right.
But I love that they
Yeah.
added that into it because, again, they didn't have to. It just
Mm-mm.
adds texture and reality, and then of course where it goes in the next episode and stuff. But yeah, so that was kind of it. So we bounced between Chandrilla, the squabbling gorillas on whatever planet that was at Mina Rao. No, Mina Rao was the agricultural world. Oh, and I just want to give a shout out to
Yeah.
B2EMO. I love that droid.
Yeah.
That stuttering ass droid is the best. I think he's the greatest. Oh,
Yeah,
and
man, that's the thing. Like, I usually love the droids, and yeah, he's definitely one of them.
what did you think of the opening scene droid, the Imperial droid next to that? I don't know, Aurora Project Tie or whatever it was.
I'm honestly drawing a blank on it.
So it was
I
very. It was like a black sleek. It had the head of like a probe droid, but like a
Oh,
body like a tractor or
yeah,
something.
that's right, that's right. Yeah, it was an interesting design. I don't quite understand where they're going with it, but I mean, again, I fucking love droids.
Yeah.
Even if they're evil droids, it's still, cool to see them.
And they had a
Yeah,
little bit
that
of
was like the fucking
snowtrooper design in
lollipop
some
looking
of
thing.
the stormtroopers on that ship. Do you remember that?
Well, yeah, they had snow troopers in this.
But like,
I thought they.
yeah, like on a ship though. They weren't like in a frozen planet. He was
Oh,
like
yeah, no, it was
shooting
it
a
was
missile.
yeah, it was the range troopers, not snow troopers, range
Oh, okay.
troopers. Yeah, dude, holy shit. Like that. So, of course, being in the costuming community, that was the highlight of before this show even came out, was getting to dissect the changes that they did to those costumes, all while finding out that the one with the rocket, that's actually the costume from Solo, just
Oh,
modified.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's stupid. It means absolutely nothing, but finding out that it's the exact same shit, it's like, God, that's so fucking cool that they still have
I
that.
love it. They had some
But yeah,
great
man,
costumes in Solo.
that's one that I've always wanted to build, but the range troopers from Solo, the boots are just you're not fucking walking anywhere in that. The
Oh,
only
really?
time I've seen somebody do that is in a parade because they can be on a float. Because yeah, you can't walk in those boots.
Oh, wow.
So seeing the changes that they did in this versus in Solo, to where they're just regular ass boots with some plastic just on top of the top, it's like, fuck, I might make one.
Hell yeah.
So cool.
So as long as it's on screen, you can just remake it and you're good. It just has to be on screen accurate.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Well, not technically on screen. So there has to be 3 official references. So like there's been some costumes that were made because an official LFL artist drew the initial design, but as long as you have front, back, and a side, that's a canonical or a costume that you can have officially made. Um, so
Okay.
yeah, shit that nobody
All
needs
right.
to know.
Yeah.
I love
No, good
costumes.
stuff. What did you think about seeing Orson Krennic again?
Dude, I fucking love that man. Like he is just so goddamn bad. It's great to see him. Like he just oozes evil charisma. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take that character anytime they want to throw him into something.
I loved seeing is it Daedra Miro, the blonde
Mhm.
ISB girl? She she tries so hard to keep her cards close to her chest, and Orson Krennic is just like, "Look, I get it. You think you're being mysterious. You're not. Let's get over that fact. You had a plan the moment
Yeah,
you came in here. Just tell me what the fuck it is."
right.
And she's just like, "Shit,
So good.
you can really read me," which adds weight to the character, so that when we see him later again in Rogue One, which I can't wait to watch after this is over again,
Oh yeah.
to recontextualize everything, because I know Gilroy he's planning that. He's thinking about those connections. And so I'm
Mhm.
super stoked to see it there. Um, I just love that he's adding a bit of air of authority to this character, because in Rogue One, the sort of opening sequences when he was coming out with his death troopers and stuff, he was very much intimidating.
Mhm.
But you kind of felt like he was subdued by uh, Tarkin a little
Working.
bit, and then it almost felt like he was overcompensating in his like total destruction of Scarif and stuff, because of being intimidated, or at least downplayed by Tarkin a little bit in Rogue One. So this actually gave me this feeling like, no, he has direct contact with the Emperor. He is on a mission directly from the Emperor, and he's assembled this closed circuit team in order to execute that. So he has authority, he has power, he doesn't need anyone else, he doesn't have to check in with anyone but the Emperor. I guess the
Yeah.
point, like, that I'm a little bit confused by is that the Emperor hasn't been the Emperor that long, right? It's been
Mhm.
like a decade, maybe, if that, which I guess is a really long
Um,
time. Because this is
So
5 BBY.
yeah, I was gonna say this one. Yeah, it would be
So
14
Luke's
years.
alive, so maybe it is
Yeah,
like 15 years.
yeah.
That is a
It's
long
like
time.
14 or 15 years.
Yeah, that is a really long time. I take it back. Um, but it reminds me of all of the shit asses in media defending Trump's illegal behavior and actions.
Yeah,
Like, how dare you think Trump would ever do anything to incentivize or enrich himself? Like, do you
right.
think we're
And
fucking idiots? Like,
right.
really?
The irony of it is, those are the same people that were like, "I won't vote Hillary because she's a criminal."
Right.
Like, call me crazy, but I'd rather vote for a career criminal than an amateur criminal, because at least they know what the fuck they're doing.
I would just rather vote for someone with experience in being a diplomat and a politician than a fucking snake oil salesman, personally. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
no, 100%.
my litmus test.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like that's something that a lot of people don't understand. These people actually have to go to school for political sciences, so they actually know what the fuck they're talking about.
yeah.
I'd rather have that.
This asshat has had 12 briefings in his over 100 days in office. He's supposed to get one every morning, and he's had 12 because he just doesn't want to be bothered with facts and reality.
Yeah, man, he's busy. I don't know.
I just hate him so much.
At least W was in fucking golfing and camping all the time, so he had an excuse for being a shit president.
Oh man. Oh man. All right. So again, it brings me back to reality because it's so real. And
It's so hard.
let's not pretend. Star Wars has always been based on political realities.
Yeah,
Originally it was the Vietnam
100%.
War, and then it was George Bush era, and now we're dealing with fucking this monstrosity.
Yeah. No,
So,
that's the thing. Like, I fucking hate when people bitch about, oh, Star Wars being political. It's like, yeah, it always was. Like,
mhm.
I mean, straight down to the fucking Empire. Do you not realize that's the fucking Nazis?
Yeah.
Like, completely. Like, there was no, uh, like, Lucas was always just open, like, upfront about, yeah, I based them on Nazis because what's the ultimate evil? Like, come the fuck on. It's always been political.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about seeing. I already know where this progresses, but I'm really excited about seeing where this progresses from Andor literally being subdued and captured, doing his best to break out, but he's just not making any headway. And then the Maya Pi Brigade splits in a civil war within themselves. Uh, Mon Mothma realizes that her allies that she believed were her allies that were setting up this entire funding of the rebellion are fracturing, and they're not being openly honest with her. And so she's a little bit worried that there's not open truth. Luthen is not hearing anything from Andor, who is supposed to have this goddamn special ship that is, supposed to be used presumably with the rebellion against the Empire. And he is his most effective insurgent, and he's MIA. And then you have the people on Mina Rao who are dealing with the Empire coming down, and they're the residual remnants rebellion from the original planet from season 1 that are actively working with the rebellion. So, like, everything is closing in on itself, and we don't. And this is what's so great about it. This is a political thriller through and through. You don't see any light. You just see crumbling facades of the rebellion. How could they possibly win? And we know where it ends. And so it's so great to see how dark it got before the dawn.
Yeah.
I mean, if you read the novels, there was never any real dawn, but how dark.
100%. You go 40 years after the Battle of Yavin, it still fucking sucks.
It's 100% garbage all the time. There's
Yeah.
never a honeymoon period, it seems like.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of my favorite aspects of this show is just the fact that we already know what happens. We know how it ends. Like, we saw Rogue One, but yet every single episode it's like, oh my god, are they going to get through this? Yeah, obviously they're
Right.
going to fucking get through it, but
Right.
how they got to it is so intense, and I just fucking love it, man.
Well, and it reminds me of The Last of Us we just reviewed on a different channel, where, like, this is about individual experiences with other human beings or other entities. You know, it's about relationships, and that's what makes drama so important. Is that when those relationships become like troubled, you care because they took the time to build up them. And when you don't do that, you end up not giving a fuck because it's just some slapsticky bullshit like Acolyte or Skeleton Crew or fucking anything else Disney has goddamn done with this IP. And it's frustrating because it doesn't take much, as we've seen with this. Just be honest with the audience and be real with the storytelling, and we're in. Like, that's it.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't take that much.
So, what were your favorite part of this episode? Did you have one?
Oh man, fuck! Like that opening was just fantastic. I gotta say that's probably one of my favorites, because again, I'm a sucker for the costumes. Like
Yeah.
anytime there's a new one, I'm picking it apart, just eating every inch of it up. Plus seeing the Avenger, like that was just so fucking cool, man.
It was really funny seeing him trying to navigate it. I really
Oh
appreciated
yeah,
that. Yeah, I
oh yeah.
think.
Well, I mean, fuck, you look at the internals of any other TIE fighter, that's not what it looks like at all. So
And
it's
I love he
understandable
like
that he's
gets up and he's like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
yeah.
It was so great. Um, I think my favorite was the sort of dissolving, the seeming dissolving of the rebellion right in front of our eyes, from Chandrilla, from that wheat planet, from the drop off point with Andor. Everything is going wrong, and you know it's not going to always be that way, but that's kind of the pattern of the rebellion. They stumbled and failed more than they ever succeeded, and that's
yeah.
why they were the underdogs. But they did succeed eventually, of course, because fucking Luke in R2. That's kind of it. All right. Did you have a least favorite part?
No, man, I love this episode. I was so happy it was back.
Yeah. Yeah. As a Star Wars fan, it it brings me so much joy to see storytelling like this,
Mhm.
and then so much rage because I compare it to what's come before, and I'm like, what's
Right.
wrong?
Well,
How
it's like
can we
that,
have such two dynamics?
right? That was my last note on this was, fuck, this is so good. Why can't they get the rest of the shows right?
Right. It seems like it would be easy. I just don't understand how
Yeah.
it could fail so miserably, so consistently.
Yeah, 100%. I don't get it.
What do you think about the people that complain about this? Where they're like, "Oh, it's too dramatic." It's, like whatever the nauseating complaint is. Are we the same as them when we complain about other series when they're complaining about this? Do you see, like,
Yeah.
in your mind, is there a difference?
Well, yeah, there's a huge difference. They're Disney adults. They just want bright, happy colors and stupid jokes. We want story.
Yeah.
I Yeah, that's pretty much my comparison.
All right. That works for me.
Like
Is there
this shit,
anything?
it's oh,
No,
I
go
I
ahead.
don't know where I was going. No, you're good. I forgot where I was going with it as I was saying it.
I was just going to ask if there's anything else you wanted to cover with this, or do you think we got it?
No, man. I mean, and pretty much everything else. Yeah, everything we already talked about, minus that I really want one of those beds because those.
Wait,
God, you
which
can tell
bed?
I was super high. I don't even remember. It just says, "Man, I want one of those beds." That shit's look so comfortable. Brooks are bad in K.
That's probably the highest note I've ever heard from you.
Oh,
That's
that's the
bed
highest
looks
note.
so comfortable.
That's the highest note I've ever read out loud.
Okay.
Not the highest one I've ever taken.
fair.
Just throwing that out there.
Well,
But yeah, good times.
Robert, we appreciate you tuning in. Chris, we appreciate you tuning in. And everyone else,
Hell yeah.
thank you so much for checking this out with us. We're going to be going, obviously, we're behind, but we're going to be going as close as we can week to week, continuing out the series. We know these are in 3 story arcs, which I really appreciate personally. And then it does like time jumps. And of course, we're going to end with leading up to the Rogue One film. So I hope you're going to stick with us. Let us know what you thought about this, by the way. Did it land for you? Are you happy with the storytelling, or do you really prefer that, it be more in line with some of the previous series that Disney has put out for Star Wars? It's not to say that we're right and you're wrong. It's to say what you appreciate about this IP and how you like to see it executed, and you're wrong. So let us know.
We would really love to hear a perspective other than ours, so we can tell you you're wrong.
We won't shit on you, I promise, in public.
No, just behind your back. That's cool. That's cool.
As adults should.
Yeah, duh. That's called common decency.
Thank you all so much for tuning in, both live in chat or after the fact. We invite you to subscribe to this channel. Click the bell to get notified of upcoming videos. You can now support this channel, by the way, through YouTube memberships, starting at 99 cents a month. That is if you have 99 cents after buying a dozen eggs. I thought that was going to be fixed.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the gas prices and groceries to go down.
Right.
It's crazy. And it's almost like everything in my industry costs me 2 to 3 times more than it did.
Yeah, that's weird. That's
just a little.
I thought Republicans were so great with the economy. Why is it they always run up the deficit and everything gets expensive every single time they're in office?
Well, see, that's the thing. They are great with the economy because they know how to work it, so they get paid better. Right. That's the thing they don't explain about making the economy great. Right.
Well, consider picking up some of our custom designed Star Wars apparel by following the link in the description below. So until the Infernal... What's that?
Oh, I just said hell yeah.
Oh. Until the Infernal Brotherhood convenes again, my fellow scruffy looking Nerf Herders, may the Force be with you.
See you along the road.